What is up, everybody? It's Cjplays here, and I'm back with another Sims 3 speed build, and today I'm going to be building a home for Gracie, who is the current heir of my Not So Berry challenge. If you don't know, or if you haven't really been watching, the Not So Berry challenge is basically like every generation is a different color, and then every generation has different rules. So the rules for this generation are you have to max out the athletic skill and the painting skill. This generation is also really family oriented, so I knew that I wanted this house to be super big and like have a lot of room and have a lot of space for like kids and stuff like that. I don't really know how many kids we'll end up having. I know it's going to be more than one, but I don't even know like how many kids we're gonna have, y'all, because I don't know. So this house ended up being a 4-bedroom 3-bathroom home, I believe. It took me a long time, y'all. It took me like hours to figure out how to build this house. So a lot of stuff I cut out of the video, so you don't really have to see every little minor detail. But it took me a while to build this one. So I hope y'all like it. It was kind of hard in a way because gray is such an interesting color in The Sims. So like when you have the color wheel, right, there's actually like an option where you can actually pick the specific color that you want. It's like a swatch option. But when you pick on the gray one, it kind of just looks blue. You'll probably see what I'm saying like if you look throughout the video. Like whenever I try to click on the gray color, it just does not look gray to me. Maybe that's just a me thing. But like a lot of the grays in this game come off as like a blue or like a shade of blue, or to me sometimes I'll like try to make gray on my own and it end up looking kind of dusty pink or like a light pink color. But it's kind of interesting though, because I did not realize, y'all, that I have not done a traditional speed build in over 5 months. So the last speed build that I did was literally for the yellow generation, which was, you know, Sunny. We just finished that. If you haven't seen my Not So Berry series and if you want to see it, I am going to leave a playlist link down below. I feel like Sunny, which was my yellow generation, she was my heir, I kind of feel like her generation was like the most intense. Like, I don't want to spoil it for people who maybe want to watch it, but I think that one was like the most intense generation. So maybe Gracie will get a break. Maybe it won't be as crazy. But to be honest though, aside from all of the trauma and like all of the stuff that happened in the last generation, we actually have a lot of money this time around. So I think the family had 227,000 simoleons. I cannot remember the exact amount, but it was like 227,000 simoleons. And I didn't even use all of the budget for this house, which is kind of good because I think last time I kind of almost used all of our money when I was playing with Sunny, but this time around I made sure to not go over, so we'll actually have money when we play. So it's kind of good in my opinion. Right now, as you'll see, I'm just trying to like figure out the window placement and the wallpaper and stuff like that. I went with the gray siding, and then I used like the door from the university pack. I was really upset with this house, I'm gonna be real with you, because I had to off camera make the front part 1 tile bigger. So to me, it just looks really wide in the front, and I don't mind it, but like, I wanted it to be kind of narrow. But the way that The Sims 3 is, you can't alt place doors, you know, in The Sims 3. So I had to like make it 1 tile bigger so the door would be centered, because otherwise the door would be like off to the side, and I didn't really like that. I did the floor plan off camera because there was just so much that I had to change, y'all. Like, I was so indecisive. Usually when it comes to floor plans in The Sims, especially if you have like an upstairs, to me, this is how I think of it. It's best to like formulate the floor plan around where the stairs are going to be, because then like for me at least, everything kind of comes together. I knew I wanted to use the L-shaped stairs because they come in a gray swatch. So I was like, why don't I like use those in here? And I was trying to like formulate the floor plan around it. So it's a 4-bedroom house, I believe, because I have one for Gracie, I have one for Sunny, who's her mom, I have one for her brother Grayson, and then I have a nursery. So yeah, it's 4 bedrooms. If we need to, I could probably like squeeze in some more bedrooms somewhere, you know. Like, this house is big enough where you could just do whatever you want, kind of. But as of now though, this is like the entry area, so I decided to make this into like the living room. I used the TV from late night. Honestly, I wish we would have got more TV options in The Sims 3, like especially with The Sims 4 as well. Like, we have a little bit more in 4, I guess, but like I just think that we need more TV options in general for Sims. And then I used those chairs. They're from one of the, like the Jazz Age sets on the Sims 3 store. I can't remember the name of the set, but it's like a jazz set, and they come with like these really cool looking couches. Because like, okay, here's the thing though, when it comes to Gracie, she's gonna be like an artsy, like avant-garde kind of Sim, and I knew that I kind of wanted that to reflect in her furnishings and stuff. So I kind of feel like a lot of her furniture is like vintage, or it's from different like countries countries or stuff like that. So I wanted a lot of her furnishings to like kind of reflect who she is as a person, you know. She's very much into art. I feel like she's kind of like a little goth, kind of like she gives off a little spooky vibe to me. You'll see a lot more of that in her bedroom. Since this generation was all about, you know, the kids and family and all that kind of stuff, I knew I wanted to have like a lot of baby stuff and kid stuff all around. I've even put more stuff off camera, but I did put like a playpen, a walker, stuff like that. This is the first bathroom, so I knew that when we started having children, it's probably a good idea to have bathrooms downstairs, because sometimes I'll put bathrooms upstairs only. And in a house like this, you really need to have bathrooms like everywhere, kind of, and you also need to have like tubs, because I have a mod installed where you can give toddlers baths, so I knew that I wanted to have like a shower tub combo downstairs. So for the first bathroom, as you can see, I went with a gray color scheme. I used that nice goth light. I forgot the name of it, but it comes from the Oh My God set. Y'all, that light came in clutch for this house. I think like every room has the same light. I also used the shower from Seasons. I forgot where that toilet comes from. I don't think it's base game. Is it base game? If it's not base game, I think it comes from the Bayside set, and that's where I used these countertops from, and I used a big mirror behind it, and then I also put like a plant in the middle. I actually made each bathroom look different from one another, which is kind of new, okay? But moving on, this is the first bedroom that we're going to be covering. This is Gracie's bedroom. So like I said, she's a little bit, you know, avant-garde, she's a little bit spooky, so I wanted to kind of give her a room to kind of reflect that. I was trying to first of all figure out where the heck I wanted to put the bed. I was going to use this bed from the store because I really like the like pillow design on it, but then I was like, no, let's use this really nice modern one, because I kind of feel like this is the kind of vibe that Gracie would go for, because originally I was going to build this house to be a modern house, but then I was like, no, because we did a modern house with Rudy. I know you can do like different styles of modern homes, but I kind of wanted this one, since we're going to be like doing like family gameplay and stuff like that, I wanted this one to kind of be more like a traditional family home, if that makes sense. So I scrapped the modern idea, but I did give this house like some modern touches, especially like in the kitchen area, and I guess like her bedroom. So we have like this nice looking bookshelf. So as you can see, it's kind of starting to come together now. I'm going for a lot of like modern touches in here. So we have the desk from the Oh My God set. I used the Seasons chair, these little spider web end tables, and I was like, oh bro, that is so cool. I even put like spider web design on the bed. I don't know if you can see it like on YouTube or not, but if you look closely, it's like spiderweb design on it, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. I use these curtains. I don't ever use curtains in The Sims. Well, that's a lie. I sometimes use curtains in The Sims, but it's mainly like the ones from Sunlit Tides. I don't really like to use the other ones that much, but these are like curtain pieces, so I put them like around the little bump out. And I also use the chair from the movie stuff pack in here too. That's like the spooky one, I think. And I just really like this bedroom. Now, I decided later on to make this little like room that's beside it into a bathroom, and then I decided to like have a door that led from Gracie's room to the bathroom. But as of now though, we're kind of moving on to the like second part of the house. So this is where the kitchen is. Honestly, y'all, this was like the hardest room to furnish for me. I feel like the room was just too big, but I didn't want to make it any smaller than it already needed to be. And I was like, well, what can I do in here? I don't know. I was like, maybe we can go for like a modern design, because like when I think of like modern houses in The Sims, I think of blacks and whites and grays anyway. So I was like, why don't we make the kitchen kind of modern looking? So I used like a really expensive fridge. I ended up putting like double stoves in here as well, because I needed to like have everything be centered. And then I also used some of those like overhanging lights. It comes from like the restaurant set on the Sims 3 store. It's like a pot and pan rack, but it's classified as a light. And I was like, ooh, I could definitely use that in here as well. And then I was trying to like figure out how else I could fill in this space. So I ended up using the table from the Pets pack, and I was like, oh, that can kind of work in here. It's kind of giving like a rustic vibe, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it works for this house. Like, I don't know. The table was probably like my favorite addition to this room. And then also too, I was trying to like figure out like how else to fill in this room. So off camera, I went back and I added a bar. I think I used the one from the outdoor living stuff pack, and I put a bar in here so your Sims can drink if you want to. I put a big china cabinet just to kind of fill in some more space. And then I was like, oh, I could put open shelves top of the stove. So I was going through the catalog, and I was just putting like a bunch of kitchen-y type of clutter. So we have paper towels and books and cookies and stuff like that. I also used a baker's stand in here too. Yasmin had it in her house, and I was like, oh, we can have one. Let's bring back the baking, right? I've been using it a lot on Twitch. So if you don't know, I finished the Sims 3 Leprosy challenge on my Twitch channel like a couple of weeks ago. So after that, I started a Jam Legacy challenge, and the Jam Legacy is kind of in a way similar to Not So Berry, but it's instead of it being different colors, it's different jams. So we're almost finished with my strawberry generation. So I put the baker's storage rack down in that house so we could like make strawberry like cobbler and stuff like that. So I kind of want to like use that object more, you know. But going back to the build for a second, this is the second bathroom. So like I said earlier, I decided to make this bathroom like a walkthrough kind of thing where you can access it from like the kitchen, or you can also access it from Gracie's room as well, just to kind of like, you know, have it be a little bit more functional. So moving on, this is the art studio. So I knew for a fact that since, you know, Gracie had to max out the painting skill, I knew that I wanted to put a art gallery or like an art studio in this house somewhere. So this is the room for that. Honestly, this could be a bedroom. So like I said, if we needed to, maybe in the future, if we have like more kids or more household members, we can definitely make this into a room. But for now, it's going to be a art studio. So I'm putting a couple of these easels down. These easels are from the Hughesman set, I believe, on the Sims 3 store, but I painted them over to have like a more metallic look to them. I put down some of these rugs from the University pack. Honestly, University came in clutch for this build. You'll see me right now. I thought I was putting some of those pictures above the window, but apparently I was putting them outside and I just didn't realize it. But luckily for us, this room had like a little extra like bump out room space. So I decided to make that into like a red room for photos and stuff like that. Like I'd imagine that Gracie liked to take photos and like paint and stuff like that as well. So I put like a little red room in here though, so like the pictures could get developed. I also put a table, and then I was like, oh man, it would have been real cool to have a camera in that room. And then I thought about it a little bit longer. CJ, Generations comes with a video camera. So I put a video camera on top of that desk in there. I'm probably gonna end up using that sometime this generation just so we could take home movies and stuff. I don't really ever use that object. Do y'all ever use it? It comes from Generations. You can take like home movies and then you can watch them on the TV. I did it when I was doing my Nightmare Legacy a couple of years ago, but I just don't really think about that object all too much, and it's so cool. Like, we don't have anything like that in any of the other Sims games. So, like, do y'all ever use it? If you don't use it, do you think you'll use it? Like I said, it comes with Generations, and I think it's like in the electronic section of the catalog, and it's like, it's right there. I think there's like 2 or 3 different types. I think there's like 2 different types of camcorders, but they're so cool. So, like, let me know if you use them. As you can see, I'm kind of just talking over the rest of the room. I just went back and I was adding some chairs and some bookshelves just to have, like, some artsy kind of clutter in here. I later went back and I added some of these curtains, as you can see, because I imagine that Gracie probably likes to draw the curtains so, like, the art won't get, like, sun-stained or anything like that, or sun-bleached, I guess. But moving on, these are the next 2 rooms. So, originally, I was going to have the nursery be in the first room, but I was like, no, we can move it to the second room. Now, I did not think about it at the time. So the next generation after gray is plum, which is like a purpley color. I don't know why I didn't think about that when I was doing this nursery. So as you'll see right now, everything is like gray. I use like the sheep print design and everything is gray, but I went back off camera and I changed everything to purple, so it's still like the same design, it's just in a purpley color. So yeah, just use your imagination for this beat build, but if you look at the screenshots later on in the video, they will be there, so you'll see what I'm talking about. So, you know, as always, I have to use my favorite crib. Honestly, that is like the best crib to me in the game. It's store content, but like I think it's the best. So I have that crib. I use like this tree, I think it's supposed to be like a height chart, but it looks like a tree, so I put that in here as well. The changing table, and then I also found like this little like tree stump or like this tree bookshelf, and I was like, oh, that's so cute in here. So I knew for a fact that had to go in here as well, and that's pretty much it for like the bedroom. But moving on, this is the home gym. So, you know, we have to max out the athletic skills, so I was like, it's probably a good idea to have like some workout equipment in, you know, the house. That way, if we don't want to, we don't have to go to the gym. I do still plan to go to the gym though, in the like when we do the Let's Play parts, but I think for now it's pretty good like to just have something at home in case we don't want to go or we can't go or something like that. So I put a treadmill and I also put a weight machine in here. I need to play test the weight machine just to kind of figure out if a sim can actually use it. I think they can, but I'm not for sure. Then I later went back, as you can see now, and I'm just putting some clutter from the Town Life stuff pack. It comes with a lot of gym clutter, so I used some of that in here. And moving on, we are on the upstairs portion of the house. So for the upstairs portion, as you can see, it's 2 bedrooms upstairs, but there's like a really big like room, and I did not know what to do because I knew I did not want that to be a bedroom because that's just way too big to be a bedroom. So I kind of decided to do something kind of cool with it, but we'll talk about it in a little bit. But moving on, the first room that we are furnishing is Sunny's room. So Sunny is Gracie's mom. You know, if you've seen the series, then you kind of already know this, but if you haven't, this is just Gracie's mom. So the previous generation was yellow. So for this room, instead of going for like a bright yellow, I wanted this one to be a little bit more washed out, just so it doesn't look as jarring from the, you know, compared to like the other rooms in the house and stuff. So I was trying to like make this room be as similar as it could be to Sunny's original room, but I was trying to go off of memory. Like I know for a fact the rug is different, but I was trying to go off of memory and I was trying to use the same objects, you know, just so it can kind of feel a little bit more familiar. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to like look at some pictures. I know for a fact that when I move the Sims in, I'm gonna have to like put some of the pictures that Sunny took with her and her friends and stuff. I'm gonna have to put that somewhere in the house. There's also like certificates that we got for maxing out skills, so I still want to like put some of that stuff down in the house as well. So I still need to do like a little bit of furnishing, but I wanted to like have this video done and post it on YouTube in case anyone wanted to like download the house or anything like that. Also too, if you do download this house and you want to like change some stuff, feel free to. Like I don't really care. If you need more bedrooms, make more. If you need less, you can do that if you want. I don't really care that much. This is basically Sunny's room though. Everything is kind of coming together now, and I just really like it. Like honestly, this is such a cute little room, and I love the color scheme. Okay, so like I was saying earlier though, I knew that this room was like super big, and I was like, what the heck can I do with it? And then it kind of hit me that since this generation is going to be all about family gameplay, raising kids, and spending time with your children and stuff like that, I was like, why don't I just make this little section into a game room? I put a TV. I was going to use like that sports board TV, but it set up too high on the wall, and I just didn't like how high it sat, so I decided to like swap it out with the TV from the base game. I used a stereo in here so we could dance if we want to. I put a lot of arcade equipment, so we have Whack-A-Gnome, some arcade cabinets, arcade games. I used like the chairs from the Future Shock set. I just love pairing these chairs with this little object. It's just so cool to me. Like I just like it. I also put a pinball table in here as well. I also put up some posters in here. I later went back and I used this basket clock from university. I thought it was so cool. I put a game console in here as well. I put up that little soccer table. I was just trying to like clutter this space as best I could, but I'm really pleased with this room. Honestly, I sometimes do this in like some of my other houses, especially when my Sims have a lot of money, so it was kind of cool for this family to get a game room because I haven't had one in a while in The Sims, you know. Moving on though, this is the upstairs bathroom, so I wanted this one to be a little bit more fancy. This is around the time when I was coming up on like 100,000 simoleons that I spent so far, so I knew that I kind of wanted to splurge a little bit for this house because we had like another 100,000 to use if we needed to, so I kind of wanted to have like a fancy tub, fancy toilet. I think I used the ones from Into the Future. And last but not least, y'all, this is the last bedroom. So honestly though, this is Grayson's bedroom. He is Gracie's younger brother. He also has an imaginary friend that like walks around and stuff. So I kind of forgot at first when I was like furnishing this room because I kind of wanted to make this into like a, you know, stereotypical teens. I used like that really cool bed from the store. I gave him a computer desk in here, and then I was like, ooh, I forgot about the imaginary friends. So I gave the imaginary friend their own bed right beside Grayson's bed, and I also swapped out those nightstands. They're like skateboards, but I didn't really like them. You can't recolor the skateboards, so I swapped them out with some more like industrial looking nightstands instead. Now honestly, I would say that Grayson is super spoiled. Like his room I think might be the biggest because like there's like this little, like you'll see it right now, you can kind of see it a little bit where that chair is in his room. There's like extra space, so what I did is I like moved the chair over a little bit, and then I decided to like have an archway, and I kind of had that be like a little crawl space. So I put like a TV in there for him to play around with. I put up a dartboard. I really tried my best to put up some instruments so he can have like a little band space. It's a really awkwardly shaped room. Honestly, I think it probably would be better if it was like a bathroom, but I was like, no, we can make this into a teen hangout or something like that. So that's kind of what I went with his room, and I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. I'm going to leave this house link down below if you want to download it. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!